and he has done it.
Let's move over Veslin to Pala in a dominating position against Hikaru Nakamura, and it looks like that game has just finishing Yasser. Let's take a look at how that happened, as we've seen Nakamura and Veslin play such dazzling contests, and this time it was the Bulgarian.
Classical title, the rapid title, and the blitz title of world champ in the same year in 2014. And he has also reached epic heights at the rating of 2889 in that exact same year, as we see him sitting concentrated at the board already ready to play. Well, he'll have to face off against another historic player, the three-time of 2016, a 2875 rating, as he now appears at the board. So he is no slouch at any time control, but especially at blitz, he's also lightning fast. So this should be an incredible matchup. And these two players, they will have to rapid.
Of course, with the instant time pressure, and then check back in on their game after the game 10s are over. Let's take a look at the world rankings in blitz. Now, don't
stay up all night. I remember staying up with my buddies, the Black Bear School, the Ronald Simpsons, and Ernest Coldings of the back in the day. And man, we played 12 hours of blitz with our hands.
Yeah.
And you had to know the rules precisely as we see them players starting now. That's just normal instead of doing it online with a mouse and mouse slips and all those issues. So we'll see how the players handle it. Well, these two players here, they're going at almost a snail's pace as going to compare to the other games.
Exactly. They're playing game 30 as Ding and Magnus join the competition. But the
and it looks
other
like a Roy
games,
Lopez, which is very expected. They've actually only
with
played
three.
2 games, and this was the opening in the one of those of Roy Lopez.
Right, with
So
an early D2, D3.
And meanwhile, you're taking a look at the Fabiano Caruana Alexander Grishuk contest,
Exactly.
which is also
The players have been repeating this variation.
That's right, and the noise could become a factor as the clock is being banged over and over and over and over and over, and you're trying not to be distracted. You know, Yaz, when you're playing in the tournament hall, and you're trying to concentrate on this one, not 3, one clock that's being banged repetitively. It's like a woodpecker going at it, and all of the fans go to that board. There's commotion. Right now, you see that it's kind of evenly spread out, but when one board gets a little heated, everyone will want to see what's the action on this board, and the other players will have to concentrate, do their level best to stay calm and focus on their game.
well. We see that Wesley So is usually wearing earplugs. We can take a
Not a happy camper and will not be for a long time.
Exactly.
So this is some fine judgment on the part of the champ. And the game, the pawn's gone.
The pawn is gone.
And it didn't go exactly as we suspected it would. It looks even better for black in this position than it did before, although black still has the same challenges of that bishop on f8 and the better coordination of whites as he just played queen a4. See, now he's hurrying up to try to get rid of that knight, and Magnus said, go right ahead as I'm after your a-pawn. So it was not that easy to snack on that a-pawn and not get a little bit of indigestion, as Magnus is proving that, yeah, you got it, but here we go, takes, and now I'm going to hit a tempo and win the a-pawn right back and win all the light squares in the position as well.
Well, let's see. The problem is, even though we would appearing looking draw,
We see Wesley So here watching that game.
I was wondering about the silhouette there, but yes, it's Wesley.
You can see it more clearly when he turned around to say
Right.
hi.
Yeah.
And those players are going to be starting their game 2 of the 10-minute matches in just a couple minutes. So
What's the
we're gonna
break
be-
time between the game 10
just
players?
10 minutes, I think.
Just 10
So
minutes.
yeah, so basically they're starting in the half hour.
Gotcha.
20 minutes of play, 10 minutes of rest.
And this one
Sounds
looks
like
like
a workout.
It does.
this one looks like a very quick draw, by the way. Very quick, given that they still have each over 15 minutes on the clock, right? That's over
Right.
half their times left on the clock. And Magnus is going to assess this as equal for sure. He might try to press, as Magnus is wont to do, but it doesn't seem like there's
Where's the pressing?
there are no wrinkles to iron out. It just looks like a draw. So this one would end, and they would have plenty of time in between the contest, as they'd have another 30 minutes plus another.
They're not playing their second game until 2:30.
So almost an hour wait if they ended right now.
We'll get them on the air.
Hour wait.
I
Yeah.
presume, maybe there's some way for them to start earlier. I'm not sure, but,
I don't think we'll be able to get them on the air, guys, because the
No.
10-minute games are going to keep our attention
No,
all
well,
day long. I mean, there are a lot of 10-minute games going to be remaining to be played, and we'll be talking about those for a while these two players see the rustling around them and try to focus on their games.
But I don't know. This game might go on a little bit longer. We know that, as you mentioned, Magnus likes to try to create something from nothing.
Oh, he
So,
loves to
I
press
don't-
positions that a lot of grandmasters would give up as drawn, but he somehow does finagle positions. I just don't see how he's going to
Do it this time.
do
That's
it
what
this
all
time.
those people who lost to him said.
yeah, like, how did I lose that game? I don't get it.
No doubt that he is one of the greatest endgame players in history, particularly practical play. I mean, he just shows again and again that you can take a position that looks like nothing and just make fire out of cinders, like little sparks on the board. He's like, where did you wait? And Magnus made sure he did not play king to e2. Instead, he played f3 to shut down the further expansion on that side, as it's black who now also, by the way,
Rook
has
G3.
got to be considering the move Rook G3 as.
Oh, big time.
And I mean, that looks like pawns might drop. What's Black's fear here of counterpoint from White? How does White stop losing material?
You ask a very good question.
We have to play maybe, we have to go
Rook
for some
G3.
tactics, maybe D4 and C5 and D6.
Wow.
D4
Yeah.
and just
Wow.
give up a whole slew of pawns, huh? Yeah. Well,
Wow.
on the other hand, force measures call for desperate actions, and D4, that's quite a shot.
That's a heck of
Taking
a move.
advantage of the pinned bishop on E7.
So if the point is if C takes D4, C5 takes on C5, D6.
Right.
He knows Magnus has something prepared, and he doesn't want to just play this smoothly. That does.